Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what we're seeing right now in the NFL, especially in the NFC West, is truly fascinating. It's a story of strategic moves, of bold ambitions, and of teams positioning themselves for a shot at glory. And one of those teams, the Seattle Seahawks, is right in the thick of it. And the buzz around the league is pointing toward a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the landscape of the division. A move that might just give the Seahawks a massive boost in their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. We're talking about the Seahawks targeting Travon Walker, the talented edge from the Jacksonville Jaguars, a player who has been making waves since his rookie year and is now seen as a key piece for teams looking to bolster their pass rush. Walker, for those who might not be fully caught up, is a Pro Bowler from 2023, and he's not just any player. He's an explosive force on the edge with a profile that screams disruption. In the 2023 season, Walker posted some impressive numbers: 28 solo tackles, 6.5 sacks, 15 quarterback hits, and an 84. 1 PFF rush grade. Those aren't just numbers, they're a testament to his ability to impact the game at a high level. His career stats are even more eye-catching. Over 250 tackles, 32. 5 sacks, 78 QB hits, and 45 tackles for loss. And what's really intriguing is his pressure rate, which hovers around 84. 1% in the rush, a figure that highlights his explosiveness and ability to get after the quarterback. That's the kind of player that can tip the scales in a game, and teams like the Seahawks are clearly taking notice. The Jaguars, meanwhile, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. After extending quarterback Trevor Lawrence with a hefty $50 million deal, they're now looking to reshape their roster, especially on defense. They've been giving up points, averaging around 28 points per game, and are currently sitting at 2-6. To make things work financially, Jacksonville has decided to part ways with Walker, freeing up about $9 million for their offensive line. It's a strategic move, one that signals they're willing to trade a key defensive piece to focus on other areas. And that's where the Seahawks come in. The insiders are whispering that Seattle is eyeing Walker, not just as a stopgap, but as a foundational piece for their pass rush. Now, the proposed deal is quite interesting. The Seahawks are reportedly offering a first-round pick in the 2026 draft and a fifth-round pick in 2027 in exchange for Walker. That's a significant investment, but one that could pay off big time. Walker's value isn't just about his stats. It's about what he can bring to a defense that's already trying to rise back into the top tier of NFL pass rushes. Last season, Walker's performance was a major boost for the Jaguars, especially considering his injury-plagued 2025. He played all 8 games that season, and when healthy, he's a game-changer. His explosiveness, his ability to run stunts and create pressure makes him a nightmare for offensive lines. And if we look at what he did in 2024, his numbers jumped, plus 90 pressures compared to 2023, which clearly shows his development. For the Seahawks, adding Walker would be a game-changer. Their pass rush has been solid, but they haven't had a player with Walker's explosiveness and ability to consistently pressure the quarterback. Moving him into the fold could elevate their front seven dramatically. And when you combine him with other key players, the impact could be monumental. The Seahawks have been working to improve their secondary, and with Walker creating more pressure up front, the entire defense benefits. Opposing quarterbacks would have less time to find receivers, and that could lead to more turnovers, more sacks, and overall domination of the line of scrimmage. In fact, if we analyze the potential impact, the combination of Walker and another rising star like Boy Mafe or even DJ Reed in coverage could turn the Seahawks' defense into one of the most disruptive units in the league. Walker's run defense, with a grade of 78. 2 is already solid, and he's particularly effective against the run, a crucial aspect when facing teams like the Cardinals, who favor a heavy rushing attack. The Seahawks, who have been trying to tighten up their run defense, could see their yards allowed per game drop from around 120 to closer to 95 with Walker's presence. And it's not just about individual stats. It's about how this move could influence the entire team's mentality and performance. Having a player like Walker, who has demonstrated he can be a double-digit sack artist, would send a message that the Seahawks are serious about competing at the highest level. His ability to run stunts and generate pressures, with a projected plus 10 sacks for the team, could make the Seahawks pass rush one of the most feared in the league. It's reminiscent of what we saw with Max Crosby and the Raiders in 2023, when his relentless pressure helped elevate that defense to a top 8 ranking after years of being just average. The Jaguars, on the other hand, are projected to get a significant cap boost from this trade, around $20 million in cap space, which they can use to invest in other areas, possibly their offensive line or secondary. They are also trading away a player who has shown flashes of brilliance, but has yet to fully explode in his career, especially after a relatively quiet 2025 due to injuries. Still, Walker's upside remains enormous, and the Jaguars are betting on his potential to bounce back and continue being a disruptive force. From the Seahawks' perspective, this move aligns perfectly with their strategic goal of bolstering their pass rush. They've been looking to improve their edge rushing ability, and acquiring Walker could push them from an average unit into a top-tier one. The goal is clear: pressure the quarterback relentlessly, create turnovers, and dominate the trenches. With Walker, that becomes a very real possibility. Plus, absorbing $10 million in cap space through a restructure shows that they're willing to make strategic financial moves to make this happen. They're not just adding a player, they're making a statement about their commitment to competing now. Looking ahead, the potential combination of Walker and other key pass rushers, say Mafe or others that are emerging, could bring the Seahawks back to a top 8 pass rush ranking, similar to what we saw with Crosby and the Raiders in 2023. That kind of pressure can influence everything, from how opposing quarterbacks play to how their offensive lines hold up. And when you have a strong pass rush, the entire defense benefits, leading to more turnovers, fewer points allowed, and ultimately more wins. And of course, fans are wondering about the bigger picture. Could this move be the catalyst for a deep playoff run? The Seahawks have been building steadily, and their offense, led by Geno Smith, has shown flashes of brilliance. But it's their defense that needs that extra push, a disruptive force that can change games on its own. Walker could be that piece. His ability to produce sacks and pressure the quarterback at an elite level makes him a perfect fit for what Seattle needs to take that next step. Now, talking about the division, this potential acquisition could send shockwaves through the NFC West. The 49ers, with their relentless pass rush led by Bosa, have been the team to beat for a while. But if the Seahawks add Walker, suddenly their pass rush becomes more formidable, and their overall team balance improves. The Rams are also trying to rebound, and any added pressure on their offensive line makes their task even harder. So this move isn't just about one player. It's about shifting the division's power dynamic, making the Seahawks a more serious contender, and possibly leaving their rivals scrambling to respond. And let's not forget the bigger Super Bowl picture. The Seahawks, with a revamped pass rush, could become a dark horse candidate. Their odds might shift from plus 2,500 to plus 1,300 if they manage to secure Walker, making them a real threat in the playoffs. Disrupting the trenches, especially against powerhouses like the Eagles or the 49ers, could be the X factor that propels Seattle deep into the postseason. It's all about how well they can integrate Walker into their scheme and how quickly he can adapt to the Seahawks' defensive philosophy under coordinator Clint Hurt. As we look at the broader context, this move also highlights the importance of strategic cap management. The Seahawks are willing to restructure contracts and make calculated financial moves to bring in game-changing talent. It's a sign of a team that's serious about competing now, not just rebuilding for the future. They want to make a statement, and acquiring a player like Walker with his upside and proven production is a bold step in that direction. In conclusion, folks, this potential trade, if it happens, could be one of the defining moments of the Seahawks season. It's about more than just adding a player. It's about reshaping their identity on defense and setting the stage for a serious playoff push. With Walker's explosiveness, run-stopping ability, and pass-rushing prowess, Seattle could elevate their entire defense to new heights. Meanwhile, the Jaguars, by trading him away, are making a calculated gamble, betting on their depth and cap flexibility to rebuild and retool for the future. But for Seahawks fans, this is an exciting development, a chance to see their team take a significant step forward. So as we keep our eyes on this story, remember, the NFL is always full of surprises, and moves like these can change the entire narrative of a season. Whether or not it materializes, one thing is certain: the Seahawks are not standing still. They're making strategic moves, aiming high, and preparing to fight for another Super Bowl run. And I, for one, can't wait to see how it all unfolds. This is a pivotal moment for the team, and it's a story that will surely dominate the headlines in the coming weeks. Stay tuned, because the Seahawks are gearing up for something big and you don't want to miss a second of it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe adding Travon Walker will be the game changer the Seahawks need to dominate the NFC West and make a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Seattle Seahawks news. We're in for an exciting ride, and I can't wait to see how this story develops. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Seahawks.